God, shalom, 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 shalom. It's Brother Sarah coming back to you with another video through the power of the Spirit and the Most High Yahweh. Bashem, Mashem, woman like your shot. And get our power and glory to the Most High Yahweh. Bashem, Mashem, woman like your shot. And then do this video tonight through the Spirit and power of the Most High and Yahweh. And give all honors to Yahweh, who the word ignorant calls Jesus Christ. Give honors to him as well, and give me this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that he had bestowed unto me and continue to bestow into this to my rightful claim to as an Israelite in this community, right? So, getting back to topic at hand, which is law and order, right? Like I said, I want like to do a series of these videos, the spirit, continue to just build our nation up little by little and law by law. Because like we always state, man, there's plethora of laws besides the one that people read in Exodus. There's laws outside of Exodus. So here we going over things that's not in that law per se. It's law all through the first 5 books that you can state and things that we should keep to continue seeking the Most High Yahweh, right? While Yahweh shot. So, as you can see the topic of the video. So today, tonight we're gonna go into Leviticus 19. Again, this is I want to say this third installment. Did Leviticus 12, Leviticus 18. Now we did Leviticus 19. So we continue to just go through the spirit and wherever the Most High lead us, we're gonna go through, right? So in this series is just based on just the law of things that people may not know. If you're coming into the truth as a young babe, you gotta desire the sincere milk of the law, right? So let me get that preset before we get going. All right. This is 1 Peter chapter 2. First Peter chapter 2, verse 2, and it reads, "As a newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so, be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious, to whom concerneth as unto a light living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but of chosen of God and precious." So we gotta do, like I said, desire the sincere milk as coming to the truth. And that's what this whole series of law and order is going to be about. It's all about desiring the sincere things of the Bible, of the milk, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, the basis of things to continue to grow from the Most High Yahweh. All right. So let's get it started to the spirit. Let me share my screen. All right, let's get to it. All right, so this Leviticus 19:1, it says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy." So the Most High Yahweh said, "Hey, you gotta be holy." It just means separate. If you don't know that word, right? Let's get it. Holy just means separate, set apart, right? Kadosh, ancient paleo, right? Sacred, holy one, saint, set apart. So set apart, that's what the word means, just set apart. All right. So the Lord said you gotta be set apart in this thing. All right. Continue on. Right. Verse 3, it says, "Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God." So you got to have fear and reverence for your mother and your father, and keep the Most High Yahweh's Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Turn ye not unto idols. So you shouldn't turn yourself into idols, nor make to yourself molten gods. I am the Lord your God. So you can't be carving things up, making statues and praying to them, man. That's the things that we shouldn't be doing. Like the what's the name? I remember back in school they used to show me this was called okay, no, mm, no, that's not. Mm, I don't know. Yeah, this is the one I remember. This nasty thing. Totem pole, yeah. That's what we call totem poles. Let's get a picture and put it up. Better picture. I don't have to I like this one. I just want the image to be big. All right, get the. It's a big idol carved up. See that this is called a totem pole that the so-called native Indians used to make to the spirit. Right? These are different idols that people like to make, carve up. Right? You got what? Old idols. Right? Got this nasty bull. You can go. What was that? I see in Chicago. Little bull, if I'm not mistaken. Statue. Yeah, this nasty thing, man. I know people that's from Chicago seen this, or you've been in Chicago, you've seen this. Hey, this is another idol, man. Right? A molten idol. Right? It's molten. Carved up through, what they call it, metals. You know, so you know, that's that type of stuff. That's what it's going into. Leviticus 19:4. So you shouldn't turn yourself into idols, serving, gods like Molech, um, different things of that nature. Right? It says, continue on. It says, "I am the Lord your God." It says, verse 5, it says, and if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and it often remain unto the third day, it shall be burnt in fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. Right? So that's plain, man. So if you offer a free will offering, it should be a peace offering. You should do it on your own will, not somebody making you do an offering. Right? And then you have stipulations of how you should do it. You should eat it on the same day and the next day. But if you have anything left over, you have to burn it with fire. Right? That's not hard to do. Right? So and if you do eat it past the third day, it shall not be accepted. It's gonna be abominable. And we know the Lord hated abominable things through the Spirit. Right? This is verse 8. It says, therefore, everyone that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hollow thing of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off among his people. So the Most High would definitely cut you off for certain things, man. The Most High always used to cut certain people off through the Spirit. Right? Verse 9, it says, and ye shall reap the harvest of your land. Thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. So what that means is, you have a harvest, you growing things, growing crops, or whatever. You shouldn't take everything out. Right? When it's time to harvest, you shouldn't just wipe everything clean out. Right? That's not how the Most High wants you to do it. It says, and thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and for a stranger. I am the Lord your God. So that's the reason why the Most High, he don't want you to wipe out your whole crops, because those crops could be left for the less unfortunate. A lot of less unfortunate would be not starving and doing things uncalled for, I should say, to not be getting put in jail, or different things, dying from starvation or whatever, doing extracurricular things to because they hungry, or they starving, or they need something to drink. These things, if they implement today, man, that could cure a lot of things. Actually, for hunger and for the poor, man. Right? It says Leviticus 19. It says, "Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie on one another." It's like you lie to another. So the Most High said, "You shall not steal, you shouldn't deal falsely, neither lie one to another." So that could clear a lot of things up too in our communities. You don't steal from each other. You don't have backdoor deals going on. Deals that go sideways, right? Things, and you cutting out the middleman because you want to go right to the source. All those things that's a false deal, man. Literally, all those things are false deals, especially you dealing with your brethren. Because why? At the beginning of this is particularly talking to the whole congregation of Israel, and your brethren, your sisterin. You should deal with people accordingly. You should deal with people how you will want to be treated, man. Right? Don't be stealing from people, man. That's off. You shouldn't be stealing from your brethren. You shouldn't be stealing from your sister. Right? You shouldn't be dealing falsely, man. You're dealing with people, and you got a underlying agenda, right? And don't be lying to one another. Just tell the truth. There's no reason to not tell the truth, right? Right, verse 12. Keep going, continue. And if ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. That's plain, man. People swearing, putting things on the Lord, knowing you lying. I put down on the Lord, and you lying out of your mouth, man. Your nasty mouth, you just lie on the Most High. Put it on the Most High at that, right? You're dealing with the Lord falsely, man. Swearing by the Most High name falsely, right? Verse 13, it says, "Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him shall not abide with thee all night until the morning." So this, this law is, man, this law will clear a lot of things up, man. You got them certain jobs that, hey, they pay you at the end of the day. Like, for example, like, what's the job? Not Uber. Maybe Uber do it. What's the DoorDash? And you can get paid at the end of your driving shift, man. But you shall not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. Don't be taking advantage and robbing your brethren. Hey, instead of being truthful with him, you like I say, you undercut him, right? You taking away from out of his mouth, and knowing damn well he supposed to be paying what he owe. He's working 12 hours, or I'm gonna say 8 hours, and you say you're gonna pay him this, but you undercut him, right? That's why all money should be paid up to the morning. I mean, at the end of the shift, you should not have that brother's or sister money going into the morning, right? It says, "Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy God. I am the Lord thy God. I am the Lord." That's plain. So, you see our brethren that's deaf, see our brothers that's blind, and you got to kind of help them brothers out. Like the what's it called? Ray, man. Ray thought the dude was, gypped him off. But I think he was in the beginning. He was gypping him off and not really taking care of him, man. Really hating on Ray. You watch that movie, man. You shouldn't be hating on the blind, man. You shouldn't be hating on the deaf brother, or deaf sister, or blind sister, man. That's foolish, man. Those are the people that kind of need our help more, in ways, right? Continue on, verse 15. It says, "Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of poor, no honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor." And this right here, this is a big one. This is a big one. This is a big one, man. A lot of our people have respect of persons. Why? In this truth, I like to say this. In the truth, it's not all about how much money you got. And the truth is all about how much wisdom you have. That's your currency in this truth. That's your currency in this truth, right? Because that's what's gonna make you look. In the truth, it makes you look good when you have a plethora of wisdom. You have a lot of wisdom, or you ahead of a camp, or you a high ranked soldier, or you a high ranked lieutenant in a camp. Your wisdom is your currency. You could be what's it called, rich as well, or have money as well. But in this truth, I believe and I know so that your currency is all about your wisdom, not your understanding. Not necessarily monetary, what you have and things of that nature, but not neglecting that side of things too. But in this truth, brothers, respect brothers, and I'm gonna just say it like that. I'm gonna just say this: brothers be riding brothers because they got a lot of knowledge. They mighty in this thing, right? They got the status in this thing. Brothers turn the blind eye to certain things because brothers are mighty in this thing. But if it was a soldier, or if it was, a person that, that don't have high rank and status, and they quick to say something, they quick to get on that person, they quick to do this, they quick to do that, but don't have the same respect for themselves or for, the nation, to make sure everybody's in order, not just the poor or the man of honor or the man of mighty, I should say. This is big because there's a lot of brothers that's bicycle riders, man. Let me just say that, man. Bicycle riders on brothers, man, just because they mighty in this truth. And they don't take account that they respect the person, you know? So that's the one we have to get out of. You can't be going around uh, uh, not respecting people or doing unrighteous judgment based on if a person poor or mighty, man. If a person wrong, the person wrong, no matter where he's at in the rank. You can't be, that's not how we should do things. If a person is wrong, he's wrong. If a sister's wrong, she's wrong. If a child is wrong, hey, the child is wrong. No matter who father or son is that, you know. And that's how people get jammed up in the world because we don't respect, we don't have unrighteous, we have unrighteous judgment in a lot of people, in a lot of families, and a lot of even like so-called growing up playing sports, man. People pacify the jock because why he bringing notoriety to school, he in the newspaper, he doing this, but the dude is a dummy, straight F's, but they fixing grades. That literally happens in the community, in our community, as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, because they doing righteous judgment, man, knowing that this brother is going off, but they rather do something about the person that's not on that status or level, right? So that's something we could correct, man, as a nation. This law, we have to keep this law. Verse Leviticus 19:16. It says, "Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord." So you can't be going up and down, you know, yippity yapping. Uh, your mouth is like a running water. You can't hold water. You always telling somebody business. You can't be doing that, man. Gossip, gossip spirit, and the Lord forbid, brothers is mad gossipers about wrong things, right? Brothers are gossiping about other people. That's terrible, man. And as a brother, I'm gonna say this, man. You gotta check your spirit, man. If you're a brother gossiping, hey, brother, you watching too much lady channels, man. I'm gonna just say that. You watching too many lady channels. I ain't never met a man that gossip like that. And man, and when I mean by gossip, telling people business, tailbearing, always yipping and yapping. Got that telephone spirit, man. Got that you on the phone calling your mans about what happened and what you seen and this and this and pillow talking, man. You know, and even the sisters, man. Sisters gotta stop gossiping so much, tailbearing so much, man. Going telling everybody business. Hey, people know you known for telling people business, man. That's a terrible spirit to have, man. As well. It says, "Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord." So standing against the blood of our people, man. I'm just saying these coons, man. These coons that's out here talking about police brutality is not real. The systematic of our people is not real. The oppression of our people is not real. All these people, all these dudes on these damn podcasts, and they got they got a little notoriety, and now they could just they talking freely and they going against our brothers, are your people. Watching George Floyd get choked out, man. Watching that, if you're a brother and a sister that was there, you know, you always gotta use discretion, but you can't just let things like that just fly by. You know, just watch somebody gun somebody down, choke somebody out. That's something we gotta take into account for our people. We gotta police our own selves for instead of letting other people police us. But like I was saying, we got all these people on these so-called Jakes on these podcasts and these sisters like Kenneth Owens and you know uh, you got Whitlock and all these people that's just like to talk down on our people and going with the narrative of the white nation. Got that all lives matter spirit, man. Got that. Hey, they should have never been doing this. How you know he was doing that, man? It's all speculation, man. That same rhetoric the so-called Edomites like to run on us, or the so-called white men like to run on us, man. And a lot of people stand against our people, man. You shouldn't. That's shame on you, man. You stand against your own brethren for the damn heathen, right? This is verse 17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and suffer sin upon him." So you can't hate thy brother in thy heart, man. You can't be having hatred. You got to get that hate out your heart, right? It continues on. It says, "Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon them." So that goes hand in hand. Not hating your brother in your heart is rebuking your brother. If you don't rebuke your brother, you hate him. Because why? You want him to die. You want him to suffer suffering his sin, I should say, right? All these things that go hand in hand. Not hating that brother in that heart, then you're going to rebuke your neighbor. If you rebuke your neighbor not going to be in sin. It's plain. If you do hate your brother, you're not going to rebuke him. And why? Because you're going to let him live in the sin, and what's going to happen? He's going to die, or she going to die. So you got to keep that. That's a commandment you got to keep. Shouldn't hate your own brothers. You see them doing something they shouldn't be doing. Hey, you got to correct them. That's your job as being an Israelite. Of course, you come with time, you season. You'll be able to learn how to talk to everybody, but you can't be letting sin just mount up on our brother and sister, right? Verse 18 says, "Thou shalt not avenge or bear any grudge against the children of thy people." So you can't have an avengeful heart, man. That game banging spirit, man. They kill my mans. I gotta go kill they mans, right? That's that back and forth. That's why we here where we at now, right? All that game banging spirit that we had in the late 80s to the early 90s to early 2000s, man. All that game banging spirit literally is built off avenging your brother against your own brethren, right? It says neither bear any grudge, and that's also you bearing grudge, man. You holding on to that, you heaping on to anger and letting it play out, right, against the children of thy people. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. The God. I am the Lord. So like it. And if you love yourself, you're not going to avenge. You're not going to kill yourself. You're not going to. You're going to hold grudges on yourself. You're going to let that thing go. If it's yourself, right? So no avenging, ain't no holding grudges, man. I could shed a lot of bloodshed, man, for our people, right? It says, "Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let the cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed, neither shall a garment mingle of linen and woolen come upon thee." So you can't be out here mixing. We got that liger spirit, man. You mixing animals together. You sowing. You got your the grapple, the grape and the apple mixed together. You can't be having those things. You can't have linen and woolen come upon these different fabrics, right? And on top of that, when you go into deeply, right, linen and wood is made from two different. I'm gonna say two different. If I'm not mistaken, woolen, and then you got one that's linen, one is one from animal, one from made from the field. So that's also intertwining. It's more of a deeper thinking, but you can't be mixing fabric, mixing garment mingle of linen and woolen together. And mixing is not having, you got your screen print on the cotton shirt. It's not mingled. It's not mingled together. Mingled together is sold in together, right? That's mingled together. So nobody confound you or lie to you Because mingle is actually getting in there and weaving it together. That's like a so-called polyester, man. Polyester is literally a lot of fabrics mixed into together at once, right? You have 100% cotton shirt, but then you got the screen print on. That's not mingle, right? That's not mingle together. So the Most High say you can't be mixing seeds, man. Mixing gender, mixing cattle gender, man. Hey, a lion gotta be with the lions. A bear gotta be with the bear. A snake gotta be with the snakes, man. That's just what it is, man. All right. Verse 19. Leviticus 19:20. It says, Whosoever lie carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid betrothed to a husband and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death because she was not free. That's plain. So if you lie down with a woman, that is your bond woman, betrothed to a husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall select it. They shall select it. They shall not be put to death because she was not free. That's something in ancient word that we had going on. So the Most High had to place those things and in the law. You can't be just lying down carnally with your slave woman. And I'm just put it like that. You're a helper, your maid. You know, this is the steps that you have to take for doing that. And it says, and he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle and the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for his sin which he have done, and the sin which he have done shall be forgiven. Because you commit adultery, man, you're liable to be put to death. So, it says Leviticus 19:23. So Leviticus 19:23, it says, and when ye shall come into the land and shall have planted a manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. But the fourth year of all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise the Lord withal. So that's plain. So if you plant a tree, the third fruits that grew from it is uncircumcised. You shouldn't indulge in eating it. But the fourth year, you can indulge. You shall be praised the Lord withal. And in the fifth year shall you eat the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am the Lord your God. So in the fifth year, you shall eat the fruit thereof. If you planted trees, you come to a land, you plant trees, and now the trees growing. Third year, shouldn't be eating. You gotta rain have it. It says it shall be to you as uncircumcised. In fourth year, and all praise to the Most High. You see how it's flourishing. In the fifth year, that's when you eat it. Right? Verse 26. It says, "Ye shall not eat anything with the blood. Neither shall ye use enchantment or observe times." So this is going to eating, anything with blood in it. Meat, a lot of red meat, things of that nature. The blood, no, what's it called? With the barely cooked steaks, man. They put it on the thing. They get what it's called, browned, and then they take it off, flip it to the other side, let it get brown again, and then they done. They eat it. No rare steaks, man. No rare steaks at all. No rare burgers. No rare anything, man. Shouldn't be eating anything with blood, because what blood has life in it, right? It says, neither shall ye use enchantment. So no, you sorcerer, you type of witch, and they got that witch spirit going around. Got that crystal ball spirit going around. Got that tarot card reader going around. And noise of times. So all that zodiac signs, all that. looking in the stars and thinking you know what's going on. That's off. You know, it says what? Neither shall you use enchantment nor observe times. So, basically, like I said, sorcerer wizards, tarot card readers, palm readers, all that magic nonsense. Stay away from it. All that zodiac signs. Stay away from it, man. Right? It says, "You shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall they mar the corners of thy beards." So, as a grown man, grown woman, you can't be a bald head woman unless things pertaining to. It's sometimes it happens that where you just bald, right? You got the forehead bald, you just bald, but you can't be bald to where you don't have hair on your head, right? You got to light what they call light Caesars, man. It says, neither shall they mar the corners of thy beard. That word mar is just means to destroy the corners of that beard. So you can't be shaving your beard down looking like a little boy, man. A Gillette commercial, man. A clean face man. You know, brothers that's like clean face, man. They be looking weird, man. Let me say that. That's a commandment, man. That's why brothers be having razor bumps. You know, that's why brothers be having all that, acne that be going right there with the beard, be looking all like, they say ground turkey, man, ground beef, man. You know, so no a rounding your heads, meaning shaving your head bald, having the Michael Jordan, man, the Michael Jordan spirit, all damn near all the brothers in the '90s, man, that nasty bald head, man, brothers be having that, man. They put some hair on your head, you know, and hair on your head, man. It's not gonna kill you. It's like it's not gonna kill you, man. Some hair on your head. Right? It says verse 28, it says, "Ye shall not make cuttings in your flesh for the dead." You out here, you got that what they call it, that emo spirit, man. You cut in, you know. Or you doing you got that so like you got that what's his name? Black Panther spirit, man, that Michael B. Jordan. You got all the dots on him, all the people he killed, man. Just cutting yourself, marking yourself up, for the dead, man. Right? It says, "Nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord." So brothers that getting tattoos, sisters that's getting tattoos, when you come to the truth, no more tattoos, man. No more tattoos. That's a commandment. Can't be having tattoos, right? People be having the YH, YHWH, man. How you got the tetragram, but you got a tattoo of it, man. Make that make sense. Or people having my brother Azazi was telling us about a brother had a Yahushua depiction, how people portray him to look like, hey, as a tattoo, man. So people be getting in this thing and it be wrong, man. How you have a full blown black Messiah Yahushua on your arm or wherever it was at, but it was telling us blasted, tatted, man. The Lord said, "Don't print no marks upon me. I am the Lord." Right? It says, "Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore." Right? So, hey, brothers prostituting their daughters. I look at that a lot of different ways too. You know, I know a lot of times, me and my rib be talking about, that child actor spirit, having our daughter or your daughters in the system or in the industry like that, and you kind of making her go to these auditions as a young lady, as a child. She don't even know what's going on. I damn near a form of prostitution in your daughter, man. And eventually knowing what's going on in these in the damn Hollywood scene, man. And you call it prostitution, not saying it, but when you look at it on a deeper level, you're making your child do some things that not necessarily she want to do. A lot of times that would be happening. You got a child star that I really don't give a damn about that, and then you get money off of it, you know. But sticking to the more lameness term like prostituting your daughters, man. Having her jump from one man to another man collecting dowries, hey, she a whore, man. You prostituting her, right? It says to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become filled with wickedness. And that's a lot of times, man. There's a lot of whores in the city. When there's a lot of whoredom going on, hey, it's a lot of wickedness there, man. Right? It's a lot of wickedness. Right? It says, "You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. I am the Lord." So you gotta keep the Sabbath, man. Gotta keep the Lord's Sabbaths, man. Got Sabbath after Sabbath after Sabbath. And reverence His sanctuary. I am the Lord. Right? It says, "Regard not them that have familiar spirits." And you shouldn't be dealing with people that have, and like I said, going to that sorcerer spirit, that wizard spirit, that witch spirit. Hey, stay away from them, man. Don't deal with them. It says, "Neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them." You go and get your palm read, you tarot carded, you go into that nasty building off the corner, 5 blocks down from a regular house, talking about 1-800 psychic, man. Right? So, hey, you can be defiled, man. It says, "I am the Lord your God." It shouldn't be dealing with no other enchantments, man. Right? It says, "Thou shalt rise up, thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, and out of the face of the old man, and fear thy Lord, fear thy God. I am the Lord." So, hoary head is older gentleman, an older man, a hoary head, man, a man of old, man, a man that have Caesar, what they call it, pepper hair, man. That they got grays, man. Just an older gentleman. You gotta honor, hey, the face of the old man. That should just show respect, man. Have respect for the elderly. Have respect for the hoary heads, right? It says, "And if a stranger should join with thee in your land, he shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwell with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God." So that's plain. So if a stranger should join with thee, which this, let's get it. I don't want to be just saying, scar, right? It says what? Sojourner, temporary inhabitant, a newcomer lacking inheriting rights, of foreigners in Israel, though concede rights. Right? So if he concede rights and he's a foreigner in the Israelite land, he's still a Israelite. This is a Israelite. All right. He have rights. he is, what does it say? Concede. Let's see. Yeah, concede. Though concede rights. He have rights, man. Because he's a inheritant of the land, but he just don't live there. So this stranger is Israelite. It says, but the stranger that dwell with you, let's get it. It's like it. Alright, get to it. Let's get to it. Same thing, guard. Same thing. So the stranger that live with you, he is a Israelite. You know anything about the Bible? When you have two different strangers, you have two different Gentiles. So you got this stranger going into right now is a Israelite stranger. right? He should be live like thyself, things of that nature, right? So that's plain. This is Leviticus 19:35. It says, Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in metayard, in weight, or in measure. So this is going to to balance beams. So a measurement, if you have to pay somebody, don't uh, rigging the scales, man. If you have to pay somebody, pay what you owe, because that's how back in the days, you should pay people by how to weigh and balance, right? And how the scales, right? So let's put it up. All right. So it refers to obsolete term for a measured rod or yard, right? Let's say biblical. Uh, see, they got like a picture there. There you go. See the balance beam. That's how they used to do it. All right, scale it. Gotta be right though. Got your shekel. Got things of that nature. You gotta have it balanced. Can't be off weight. Yeah, so that's what that's going into. Right. So if you're dealing with somebody, hey, it's 50% off in the store, but then they go to the top, they come check it out, and it's not 50% off no more. It's a whole nother, something like that in that way. It says just balances, just weights, a just ephod and a just hin shall ye have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. So that's plain. So you can't be doing unrighteous judgment, man. And your measurements and your weights when you're dealing with scaling, and paying for something. Right, verse 37. That's what I least. Therefore, ye shall observe all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. I am the Lord, the God. I am the Lord. So that's plain. So Leviticus 19 is just giving you plain and simple what you can and cannot do. That's plain. That's plain. That's plain. So the Most High said, hey, Leviticus 19, you got to keep it in all in the Sabbath. Because what? This is his statutes forever. And you keep it forever. Right? So, Lord willing, that was simple, very straight to the point. And Lord forbid, man, people think this is not hard to do, hard to keep, So Lord willing, and we be able to keep these things wholeheartedly through the Spirit of power of the Most High Yahweh. Lord will not come back with another one as well. Another law and order video through the Spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh. One was edified through the Spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh. With that, Kwam Nashallah, a Shabbat Shalom to the tribes scattered abroad that's keeping a Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. With that, Kwam Nashallah, Shalom.